Hello, fans watching us on YouTube. This is to confirm that there will be audio to this webcast. We just have the volume turned down so that you can't hear the idle chatter of the production room, but the PA toppers Lockhart and Saskatoon JCVC Black should be going in about 10 minutes time from right now. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you may be tuning in from, and we hope that you enjoy the game and whatever member of your family is participating in this one plays well today. Talk to you shortly. Hello and welcome to the Viterra International Trade Center in Regina. Sask Cup action, Saskatoon JCVC Black. They are in the black jerseys with the red trim in the forefront of your shot, and they're taking on the PA Optimus Toppers Lockhart squad in the far court in the white sweaters with the black trim. Ryan Schweitzer along with Mark Harrison bringing you the action this afternoon from the Viterra International Trade Center in Regina. Mark, you're no stranger to volleyball at this level. What are these girls going through as they prep for Division II gold here in Regina?
Well, they are in for a treat. I mean, we're in for a treat. I mean, they were going a little early with this game, jumped up on the schedule, so they don't have too much time to think, which could be a good thing for some of the girls. Sometimes they get in their own heads as athletes all across the ages, but yeah, lots of energy. 13U girls, the triple ball format is all about momentum. There's not a lot of time in between plays, not a lot of time to regroup, so getting that momentum early, running with it as far as they can to try and run that score up early and often is going to be the key.
All right, yeah, they're just getting set right now. Both teams on the court. JCVC in the forefront. The PA Optimus Toppers Lockhart in the backcourt there. This should be a fun one here. Saskatoon versus PA. Maybe a little bit of a geographical rivalry too here, as you know those teams tend to meet up from time to time in different sports.
Absolutely, yeah, long-term rivalry. And the cool thing is we're right starting here, and these girls are going to see each other every season all the way through their 18U season.
Mila Paul, service ace to get things going for JCVC Black. They strike first on that ace. However, we're going to do triple ball here. So now the coach will induce play by tossing it in, and that's played by Berkeley McGregor. Nice three-touch go there from PA, far court. Some net play here. And the Toppers able to get that over in three. JCVC waiting for that. And just a little bit of a miscommunication at the net there, Mark.
Yeah, little party ball swing there from, number 12 over on PA, Ella DeVrieliers. And put it over back in right away here with the play.
JCVC now, 3 hits. They get over, push it to the back of the court, which is good, fundamentally sound volleyball here. Tipped over the net by the Toppers. JCVC waits. Nice little bump set spike there. Love to see the hits at this level. And these teams are going to go back and forth. 2 teams in the finals here. And we'll see if fatigue sets in after what's been a very, very busy weekend of volleyball. As that's battling at the net, and JCVC's Blacks, Alana Hrynick, ends up getting the touch that gets the point there. And JCVC 2-1 the score. Pardon me, it looks like the Toppers are going to get a point there. Maybe some play at the net? Or
perhaps there was a net touch. I couldn't quite see it from the ref there, but those jump balls at the net always can go 50-50.
If I completely blow a call, Mark, don't be afraid to correct me here. No credibility at stake, because that's a nice take by the Toppers, and Deuce is wild now, all tied up at 2. You know, a tournament like this, it's a grueling weekend. You're playing game after game. You're also walking around the big venue in the Trade Center. Not sure. I mean, I'm sure the coaches have looked after nutritional needs, but, you know, how important is conditioning when you get to what's been a war of attrition all weekend long?
Very important by the end of the tournament. I mean, the nice thing with 13U girls, as we got a big rally going here, some great defensive plays from both squads, is it is even playing time, right? And so there's a bit of a resting that goes on throughout the tournament, but both these teams definitely mentally, physically tired at this point in the tournament.
Yeah, but this is a great rally here as these teams going back and forth. Touched over the net, pushed back, quick reflexes there by Hrynick. She's been a solid presence in front of the net for JCVC Black. Toppers push that to the back of the court. Waiting for that is Victoria Tyso. There's the aforementioned Hrynick. And finally the rally comes to an end as Katie Waba just running out of room there, but a great rally between these teams earlier.
Katie had a few swings there, couldn't quite put the ball away, but just ran out of gas towards the end. That might be some of that fatigue we were talking about. Huge swing there, number 11. Piper Lockhart, man, oh man, coach's daughter perhaps for PA there.
Well, yeah, so good they named a team after her. Piper Lockhart just lowering the boom, big swing. Love to see it at this level. And yeah, these teams entertaining. JCVC out to the quick 2-point lead, but 4 unanswered coming from the Toppers Lockhart as that's played at the back of the court there by Kendall Cook. Nice first touch there. JCVC has to send it over on the 3rd hit to a waiting Cook. Chased down and by Holbert, and no reply coming from the Toppers. JCVC gets that point back. That was good. The Toppers getting a little bit of momentum there, and JCVC happy to get it back as the coach induces play. Waiting for that is Kendall Cook. Cook, I get the feeling that she's a big reason the Toppers have made it to the finals here. Number 30 playing in the back row. Some very fundamentally sound play from her as the Toppers send that one out of bounds, and it'll be a point for JCVC Black here.
Yeah, Cook's picked up a few in the back row dig-wise, and in the front row, Piper Lockhart also being a force at the net right now on offense, just ripping a few balls.
Nice swing by Kate Wabi. Good reply, though, from the Toppers as they get that point back, and these teams just trading points, as you would expect in the final.
Yeah,
here.
very early on, feeling each other out. Where are some of the holes in the defense, right? Coaches will be looking for those as well, giving some feedback to the players. Yeah, just important that the players stay behind the ball, right? Got to keep that ball in front of them so they can make a good play with it.
Serving now for the Toppers is Leah Holberg. Wabi plays that, and that's where, maybe the knees are knocking, some nerve sets in. Would have been a good take for the Toppers, but they chase it down.
And a little bit of youth showing there, right? Not sure where we are on the court. Ball was going out of bounds, took it anyways. That's all right early in the game.
Mila Paul, 8 for JCVC. Good first touch there, setting up her team for success. And a nice swing at the net. You got to be good to be lucky. And Berkeley McGregor at the net with a little bit of help from the tape there. Gets a point for the Toppers far court.
Why you want to stay aggressive? You never know. You kind of make your own luck in volleyball. The harder you swing, sometimes you get some of those lucky bounces.
Played back row, JCVC. Mila Paul sent over the net on the third hit by Tyso. And running around a little bit in the far court are the Toppers, point JCVC. And yeah, as you'd expect in a game of this magnitude, two teams that have battled hard, they seem pretty evenly matched and just going point for point here.
Yeah, and with the True Ball format, it's hard to kind of run away with games sometimes, though, because every team gets an opportunity to get a ball regularly, right?
Kendall Cook, back row, and sent over the net by Ryla O'Connor. Nice diving play there by Cook. She's all over the place. And JCVC, a little bit of you do it, no you do it, which as a coach at this level, I'm sure you've had to deal with a few times, Mark.
Yeah, man, we always talk about as coaches, you want to kind of be a little selfish on the court. Not super selfish, but just enough that, I want to play the ball a little bit more than anyone else, right?
It's a fine line between being a good teammate, and
yes.
Yeah. 7-7, 7 up here in this opening set between JCVC and the Optimus Toppers Lockhart. Glad you could join us here, wherever you may be and whomever you may be cheering from. Nice, fundamentally sound play by JCVC. 3 hits and a whammo.
Corners, they're wide open at this age. There's the 2 players in the corners on the back rows generally play a little bit more forward, and those deep corners are almost always open.
Piper Lockhart induces play, played in that corner by Hreineck. Teams battle at the net, and we're going to get a little bit of a rally here. Cook, who's just been a juggernaut for PA, manages to drive that one home and get a point white.
Yeah, got to get out of that left side. She's been putting up the points for the PA Toppers here early on.
Coach induces play, Hreineck. And Wabi sent to the back of the court by Adeline Eaton. Nice swing by her.
Not a bad swing. Would love her to go a little bit more to that corner where the lines official is there. A little bit more room to let that ball drop in there.
Sent over the net by Cook. JCVC waits. Wabi. And a big swing there. Nice dig as Estella Bodie goes a little horizontal to keep that play alive and keep this rally going. Another one in her neck of the woods. And 11 White making plays. Big swing at the net, battle at the net. Good job fishing it out there in front of the net by Mila Paul. Yeah. And as things are said and done there, it's going to be a point for the
I couldn't see who got that point. It's always odd in triple ball because it doesn't matter who got the next point. The triple ball sequence always continues. So JCVC with the serve here.
Yeah, we know the score is 9-9. It's going to be a service ace there as hammering that into play was Kate Wabi. And 10-9, JCVC takes a 1-point lead here.
We're definitely moving into that middle part of the game now. We're going to be very curious to see who will pull away here or if it'll stay close.
That's always the way it is, yeah, especially in these finals. There a little bit of a miscommunication with JCVC, 10-10 the score. And, yeah, maintaining focus, and we'll see who, manages to do that after what's been a very, very long tournament. And as you mentioned earlier, you made a great point right off the start here, Mark. Like, these teams were pretty much thrown into the finals. Not a lot of downtime between their semifinal appearances and this game here on Court 10. As that's tipped over the net by Victoria Tyso. Toppers, Cook, and Cook once again buries it.
Great line shot by Cook there. She's really feeling it right now. Very confident with her arm swing. Aggressive, fast, reaching high, getting maximum height on that ball.
Ryla O'Connor to serve for the Toppers Lockhart. Sends it into play. JCVC's Reinach waiting for that. Chasing that ball out of bounds is Paul, and sent over the net by Anna Nemish. And that one sails out of bounds. Toppers with a 2-point lead here. Triple ball. And hammered down the line. Nice dig. And the team's battling at the net here. Set up for that third hit and sent to the back of the Toppers court. Nice little rally going here. These teams know what's at stake, and someone, whether it be Saskatoon or PA bound, is going to have a much more fun drive home, as once again the Toppers managed to end that rally with a nice swing at the net. Kendall Cook again.
Kendall Cook. She's cooking, as the kids say, I think, right? Like, my goodness.
Let them cook. Nice play there. Oh, just kind of running out of real estate at the net there, is, maybe lost in the lights. Not sure what happened there. 11-13. No team really able to pull away from that. You talked about how the middle of the set, things can change up a little bit. Yeah,
actually, these teams have met earlier in the weekend. Very close game in the pool play. They JCVC actually came out on top, but only by 2 points in each set. So, very neck and neck early in the tournament.
Is there anything that you're seeing early on? Like, I know that you've coached at this level before. Is there anything that you're seeing that maybe a team, when they get their first time out, could talk about exploiting here?
Well, if anything, I would say, it's been very close. That was a huge rip there by the Toppers. But JCVC, just a little bit of miscommunications, either not going for the ball or two people going for the ball, right? Just kind of iron out those details so that we know who's getting the ball when it's on their side.
Here's Cook with another opportunity to bury one in the opposition court. JCVC has an answer for her this time. They battled the net. Nice dig by Cook. Tipped over the net. Whistle blown. That's going to be a point JCVC, as it looks like the Toppers were tangled up in the twine a little bit there.
Yeah, just on the net from the Toppers there. And again, as a coach, when you're up, it's okay to make a mistake like that once in a blue moon, because you're being aggressive at the net. You're trying to get that block, but you obviously don't want to give away those unforced errors.
Berkeley McGregor, nice hard serve to the back of the court there. JCVC replies in 3, though. McGregor has to chase that down, and sent back over the net by the Toppers to a waiting JCVC. Forearm passed over the net by Hreineck. Cook, playing the role of setter this time, sets up her teammate, and just not able to really get that footing where they needed to be, and that'll be a point JCVC. They trail now by 2.
Yeah, with Cook now in the setting spot, it'll be interesting to see for the Toppers who steps up offensively, as, of course, Cook has been leading them in this early part of the game.
Nice dig in the far court from the Toppers. Berkeley McGregor, she's had a strong game, got a cannon of a serve, and she's also made some good defensive plays for the Toppers, who are ahead by 1, 15-14 the score. Coach tosses the ball in, waiting far court. Ryla O'Connor. Cook, and sent over the net by Holbert. JCVC chasing that down. They're going to have to make a strong pass over the net at the back of their court, and they do. Toppers waiting. Setting up the swing there from Holbert. Holbert's had a few chances at the net. And once again, Cook, great heads-up play, knowing where some vacant court was in the opposition area.
She's everywhere this game. Like, my goodness. Doesn't matter if she's the designated setter or not. She is making her offensive impact felt.
Adeline Eaton will look to get some momentum going for JCVC Black. They're down a deuce here, 14-16 in the opening set. And that's a tough one.
Hey, first missed serve, though, and that's incredible at this age group. I've coached for a number of years now, and it's really impressive to see how consistent these girls are with their serves.
Ryla O'Connor, first pass. Cook, and just a little bit too much mustard from Ella de Villiers there as she sent that one to the back of the court. Great idea, good look, but just about a foot too hard on that one.
Yeah, those deep corners, right? She's trying to go for that spot, but just couldn't quite find the court.
Sent over the net by JCVC. Chasing that down is Cook. Cook is everywhere.
Yeah.
And sent over the net by the Toppers. JCVC going to give Reinach a chance to swing at that one. Backcourt, Ryla O'Connor. Nice pass. Sent over the net by Holbert. JCVC fundamentally sound there. Bump, set, swing, and burying that ball in opposition court. Anna Nemish, point red, and they're down by 1 now.
Yeah, Toppers were up to a 15-11 lead. JCVC's just sneakily kind of weaving their way back into this set, down by 1, and like we said, close battle between these two teams earlier in the tournament.
I'm not sure, as a nice serve there by Cook. I'm not sure 25 is going to be enough in this one.
No, well, it wasn't for their
prediction
first set,
right now,
but
right?
yeah, I know. I right there with you. I think you're right.
Two evenly matched teams going toe-to-toe in the finals here. Sent over the net by Holbert, pushed to the back of the court. Nice reply from the Toppers, who forearm passed that over on the third hit. JCVC trying to set up a big swing from Nemish. Nemish battling at the net there. And a great job by the Toppers to fish that out and keep this rally going. Sometimes you can panic with that ball caught up in the net. Really, really like what the Toppers did there to keep things going, as that's passed over the net by O'Connor, sent to the back of the court. JCVC waiting. Free ball. Picked up O'Connor. They'll battle at the net off the noggin of one of the players, and that's going to be a point. JCVC is, it looks like
Lockhart came in there and just tipped the net. A tight ball, really tough play for Lockhart to make there, but unfortunately on the net.
Coach tosses the ball into play. Tipped over the net. JCVC waiting. Oh, good heads-up play there at the net by Mila Paul, but the Toppers were ready for it. Love the setter dump. Big fan of the setter dump. Love to see it, and a big swing and a Nemish. Kabang! That's a fun point there.
Yeah, I was waiting with a lot of free balls the last couple rallies, waiting for someone to really take charge and make a swing, a definitive statement, and Nemish definitely rises to that challenge on that swing.
18-18, timeout being called here. We got JCVC on the screen right now. Head coach Brad Nemish. You've been in this situation a few times, high-stakes game with 13-year-old girls. What's Brad's message to the squad right now?
Brad's message to the squad, and really probably for both teams, is honestly just to keep the pedal to the floor. You don't want to come out of the timeout and be unsure of what you're doing on the court. You want to really put the gas pedal down and push it. We talk about 3 stages in the sport of volleyball, 1 to 10, feel it out, right? Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Who's kind of where? Who's feeling well? 10 to 20 or 10 to 18. Again, try to extend your lead if you can't, and then 18 or 20 to 25, put the pedal to the metal and just go for it. No second guessing your opportunities. Stay aggressive out there on the court.
Well said. Mila Paul, all tied up at 18 here. Paul induces play. Cook drops to a knee, makes the first pass. Big swing and a nice block at the net. Love what you saw there from Alana Hrynuck with the stuff. She'll set up one of her teammates now as a swing on that ball from Nemish. Nemish has been a strong presence at the net as that's passed over. JCVC waiting for that. Nemish. And sent over the net by Wabi, and Kate Wabi. Whammo! And it's a 1-point lead for JCVC.
Toppers got a chance to respond here as they get the coach toss into their side.
3 touches and sent over the net by Estella Bode at the net and touched by the Toppers. That ball goes out of bounds, and JCVC gets an important point here.
Push the lead to 2. Don't want to panic if you're the Toppers now, right? Things get chaotic in these moments, and the team that generally stays the most calm will find success.
Yeah, you're right. Deep breaths at this point of the game. Sent over the net. Oh, and did they dig that? Is that ball still in play? No. I thought that maybe the Toppers might have dug that before it hit the court. But
well, I think the cheering of JCVC actually caused the Toppers players to stop playing. The ref did not blow his whistle.
No.
And the ball was still up, but I think the cheering of JCVC, they thought it was down, and a little bit of confusion there.
Play to the whistle. That's what you got to tell them.
Whistle, yeah.
So 21-18 JCVC, a little bit of a miscommunication there. And credit where credit's due. That was a nice serve coming from the Toppers end of the court there.
PN needed that one. Big point for the Toppers to cut the lead to 2.
That'll be sent over the net on the third hit. Adeline Eaton. Toppers waiting there. Oh, little double contact there. And 22-19. JCVC now at that keep it under control stage here, because a first set W is looking imminent for the team in the near court in red and black. Toppers will have something to say about that, though, as that's sent over the net on the third hit by Paul. O'Connor. Oh,
not quite. Again, a little bit cautious on the swing, right? Don't want to make an error, and almost counterintuitively, if you play not to make an error, you'll end up making a few more, right? You want to just be aggressive. I say to my players all the time, if we're going to go down, I want to go down swinging.
Yep, absolutely. And it looks like the Toppers are going to use a timeout now with JCVC only 2 points away, 23-19. It's not mission impossible for the Toppers, and is that the message right now that their coaches are sharing down the line there?
Absolutely. I mean, it's interesting with the timeouts because in triple ball you have to call them at every 3-point interval. So in triple ball the sequence is serve, toss, toss. You cannot call a timeout in between those three motions. So strategic play here, got it luckily without losing the game. But yeah, just want to make sure, I believe it's the JCVC serve right now, so Toppers will get a serve and then a toss coming their direction. An opportunity for 2 points if they can put the ball away and cut that lead to 2.
I did not know that rule about the timeouts. Glad to have you here, Mark. Ryan Schweitzer and Mark Harrison bringing you the action from the Viterra International Trade Center in beautiful Regina, Saskatchewan. PA Toppers looking for 13U Div Gold. They're 2 points away. JCVC and the red and black has something to say about that. Wabi with the hit. Recovered by the Toppers. O'Connor over the net. And played in the back row by Paul. Big swing there from Wabi. Nice dig by the Toppers. Sent over the net. JCVC waiting. Setting up another big swing from Wabi. And that is played by Ella de Villiers. Ball up in the air. Sent over the net by O'Connor. Back over the net, and JCVC, that's a big point.
Match possible set point here for JCVC, 24-19. Toppers have a toss coming their way, though. They could push it a little bit further here.
Cook, who's been great for the Toppers. First contact, tipped over the net, diving play by JCVC. Tipped at the net, great heads-up play at the net. Leah Holbert for the Optimus Toppers. 24-20. JCVC with an opportunity to put it away, though, as the coach's toss comes in. Kate Wabi sending that over the net. O'Connor. And O'Connor unable to get it over the net. JCVC, how huge is that first set win, Mark?
Big first set win. Kind of playing from behind the whole first set there were the JCVC team, but we're able to just kind of, again, game's not over till it's over. Just chip away, chip away, chip away, and if you can steal momentum there after 18, it's anyone's game.
Right on. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back with the second set. JCVC Black taking on the PA Optimus Toppers Lockhart. We'll be back shortly. Set number 2 action, Saskatoon's JCVC Black and the natives of Prince Albert, the Optimus Toppers Lockhart squad. Toppers in white and black in the near court from the viewer's perspective. JCVC Black in the red and black far court. Lots of chatter going on there as the Toppers get set to serve here. Cadence Morin will induce play here momentarily. First set win for JCVC. They trailed through a lot of it. What do the Toppers have to do to turn things around here, Mark?
Well, I mean, we're going to see new squads out for both teams, too, with that even play. So it's going to be really interesting to see, again, it's a whole new game almost with 13U where suddenly you got to just learn the other team again, right? There's no one the same on the court. I was going to say maybe the Toppers have one player similar. I think it's number 11, Piper Lockhart's out there twice.
Yeah.
But everyone else is brand new, so who can get hot early?
Well, yeah, and that's huge. And as you mentioned, it's pretty much an entirely new ball game here. 1-1 the score here between the Toppers and JCVC. First set win for JCVC as they took it 25-20. Coach induces play, triple ball rules. And, yeah, you can tell maybe these players coming in a little bit cold here as they try to get their feet wet and gain, control of the fundamentals, for lack of a better term.
Absolutely, yeah. As a coach, you always ask your players on the bench to be observant and watch the game, but as there's times when, of course, you got to remember they're 12 years old. It's a social hour too at some point, but as when they get in the court, usually they can focus up pretty quick.
Well said. Oh, nice serve there from Peyton Robinson.
That'll get the JCVC girls fired up nice and early. Love it when they all come together and cheer the teamwork in the middle there. It
hit the side of her hand. I'm not sure if she hit it the way she wanted to, but you got to be good to be lucky, and we'll give her props in there. A nicely hit ball as well by Ima Mushka.
There we go.
Nice swing at the net there, and she managed to bury that and get a point for her team. 3-2, JCVC with the lead, pushed to the back of the court. And sent over in 3 by the Toppers, JCVC. 3 hits, swing at the net by Rooney Guzikowski. And Guzikowski makes no mistake, putting her team up a deuce, 4-2. JCVC, are we able to say that they have momentum yet?
I would think so, right? I mean, that first set win definitely going to help them come out a little bit more fired up. But like we saw in the last game, PA can just chip away, and it's anyone's game down the stretch.
Piper Lockhart, nice serve, and yeah, that's a tough play over there by JCVC Black. Sophia Lazic, you're near the referee's chair, you're looking up, and that's a high degree of difficulty play.
Very difficult play, and also in Sask volleyball rules and with Volleyball Canada is you're not allowed to leave the sport court tiles to play a ball. So she probably wasn't aware of where she was on the court. That's why she stopped her feet from moving there and just was in a tough position.
That's another rule I did not know. Glad to have you here, Mark Harrison. I always figured you could go and chase a ball down in the second row if the situation presented itself, but that's probably a good rule considering the safety of spectators and athletes.
I bet some parents complain. That's what happened. The rule got changed after some kid went flying into the parent and spilled a iced coffee or something.
You want to get close to the action, but not that close. As a good rally here between these two teams. You can sense that they're starting to get their feet wet after those first 2 points, a little bit of running around and a little bit of you do it, no you do it, but we're getting a little bit of a rally going here as the Toppers get that point and now trail by 1.
Absolutely, and almost an inverse of the first set. JCVC taking an early lead up 4-2 and PA down versus PA being up in the first set. So again, we could see just a reversal of fortunes here. It's too early to tell though with these new groups.
Brinley Rayom far court induces play. Nice play by the Toppers. Piper Lockhart. Blocked at the net, or no, it looks like it's going to be a point Toppers as JCVC personnel was in the net, so White will happily take that point. We're all tied up at 5.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of the girls are just, they're jumping into the net, right? They just don't have that body control quite yet. That will come with years of practice, but yeah, nonetheless, PA takes the point there.
3 hits, and
oh man.
The tape monster comes into play. Gobbled up by the tape monster at the expense of JCVC there. Toppers get that point. 6-5, they lead it now for the first time in this set. Triple ball rules. Ball is tossed to a waiting JCVC, and that's passed over the net by Myrat Worku. Punched over the net to a waiting JCVC by the Toppers, and yeah, just lost it again at the net there. Tough play. That must be tough to coach sometimes, too.
Those are so tough. Like, they really are, and they're tough not only for 13U girls, but for all age groups all the way up. And you see net plays like that all the time where they just swing and miss the ball completely. It's hard to know where it is when you're spinning around at the net.
McKenna Rundbratten Just over the net to a waiting JCVC Black.
Ooh.
Nice first pass by Worku, and a point there from the Toppers. What'd you see there?
Big swing, number 4, Sienna Maggie at the net for the Toppers. Just went up and just hit that party ball nice down to position 5 there.
At the net, point Toppers as JCVC unable to reply. And how about the Toppers on a bit of a run here?
Bit of a run here, and you know what? It's kind of JCVC induced, I got to be honest. They are passing the ball a little bit too tight to the net, not giving their setter a chance as they get a little bit of a free ball over the net there. Lucky.
Peyton Robinson, yeah, nice heads-up play by her to dive for that ball and send it into the vacant court. Toppers not ready for that, but still lead by a field goal here. 9-6 is the score. JCVC will serve now as per triple ball rules. Rooney Guzikowski hammers that ball into play. Diving attempt at that by McKenna Roonbratten, but yeah, just couldn't quite clear the tape. And 9-7 the score.
And suddenly JCVC's right back in it, down only 2. PA needs a point here to kind of stop the bleeding.
Oh, and that pass, just a bit of a laser over to the Toppers personnel. JCVC now only trailing by 1.
Both teams, sorry, Ryan.
No,
both teams struggling to pass here. All the teams are really passing these balls tight to the net. Hard to get an offense going when you can't get a set up to a hitter.
Yeah, and they're working on that, and I think we'll get to that in this game. You know, you think back to the first 2 points, and you know they were a little bit frozen out there, but they seem to loosen up a little bit. This entirely new squad for this second set here. JCVC with the first set 25-20 win. The Toppers though have led through the majority of this one as that's sent into play by Ima Mushka. And no reply.
Ace for Mushka there, and PA needed that one. Up 3 again, 11-8. We're entering that second phase of the set, though. So now the feeling out process is kind of done. Let's see who can really take charge.
Brinley Rayome, first contact there, and sent over the net by Myrit Worku, Toppers. Setting up the big swing there from Cadence Morin. Now pushed to the back of the Toppers court. 3 hits, and passed over the net. Diving attempt, and off the antenna, point Toppers.
Yeah, great position. Love some of the teams to really make the other team work when they place the ball. Too often in this younger age group, they just kind of put the ball right to someone. Making them move is going to be really essential down the stretch to win some points here. Sine
McGee, for White in that setter position, has done a good job of setting up her teammates and making the most of balls that are sent in her direction. There's another touch for her. She'll try and get it to her teammate over there, Cadence Morin, who just kind of run out of time and space to do something effective there. It's still a 3-point lead for the Toppers, though, 12-9 here in this second set. A must-win for the White team, and they have the lead here. JCVC serving as per triple ball rules. Sophia Lazik will induce play here momentarily. Oh, crazy English on that ball. And the Toppers
looked like a baseball curveball. It was just slicing across the court from left to right there. And Pia did a good job to get the ball up, but just couldn't quite corral it.
Curveball, slider, splitter, whatever you want to call it. Something Mariano Rivera-esque there, as that's just sent too far by the Toppers out the back court. JCVC, look at that, only the 1-point deficit now.
Yeah, and this is the thing with triple ball. It sneaks up on you because the rallies happen so fast and the tosses are so quick. Deficits and leads can be erased so fast in this game.
Well, and there isn't really much time to gather your thoughts between points either. And, you know, that can be both a good thing and a bad thing. You talk about athletes sometimes getting in their own head. No time to think about this game at all as the Toppers get a point, as once again JCVC a little overzealous in the net.
Yeah, just again, do you want to do those unforced errors, we call them as coaches, right? Like, you're in control of that. And, again, I love that play by Bodie there, but just because she's being aggressive, but at just time and place for that, right? But they get the point back there as a missed serve from the Toppers. And we're still a 1-point game here.
Yeah, back and forth they go. In that, as you mentioned, that middle part of the game. Love the way you broke it down into kind of 3 parts in your analysis there, Mark. Ryan Schweitzer, Mark Harrison from the Viterra International Trade Center here in Regina, bringing you Sask Volleyball Sask Cup action. This is the 13U Women's Division II Finals. JCVC with a first set win. It's a must-win for the team in white, and JCVC, they lost momentum early, but it certainly seems as though they have it back with this game now tied up after the red team trailed by as much as 4.
Yeah, tied it up. We'll see. Toppers have the ball here, but again, really tough balls here from the Toppers, getting really tight to the net. You got to keep them off the net a little bit, give their players a chance to do something with the ball. They kind of pigeonhole them when you put them really tight, and we're going to see a timeout here from the Toppers, probably to explain something. Hey, just take a breath, reset.
Well, right, and because the Toppers, you know, they had times where they've, like as you mentioned, led by as many as 4 in this game. But, you know, what do you see as going right for JCVC over the past few minutes of this one, Mark?
Mostly just that they're not, I mean, they made a couple of those unforced errors, but they're the right errors. In volleyball, there's right and wrong errors. And, you know, when you're over-aggressive, you're kind of keeping the momentum rolling. Even if you get I made a mistake, you're still playing the right way, right? And you're still being aggressive and assertive and dominant. And when the JCVC is doing that, they're kind of players like, hey, you know what? Yeah, it was a mistake, but that's okay. We're still right in it. And it's a close game. No one's down by a lot right now either, which really helps mentally. The coaches can just say, hey, we're right there. 1 or 2 points, we'll take the lead again, right? It's not like we have this huge, big deficit, this big mountain to climb.
JCVC, look at that, just ready to go. Everyone's in position. They know that if they win this set, they know what comes with that, and that is a much more pleasant ride home to Saskatoon.
Yes.
Those trips go by a little quicker with a medal around your neck.
Absolutely. Ooh, not quite there. Just, I was almost, I mean, that was going to be probably an ace or a miss on that serve. That was a bullet coming across the net there.
Yeah, that had some velo. A good swing on that one from Myret Werku as the ball is tossed in. Toppers waiting. And passed over the net by Lockhart. JCVC responds in 3. Lockhart, wise to take. Point Toppers. Now 15-14 consecutive points.
Just like that. Great timeout by the coach for the Toppers. Kind of reset their group, and now they're up by 1.
Coach's point.
Gotta love it. Coach's point every time. If the other team misses a serve after a timeout, write a stat down for the coach. That's the coach's point for sure.
You've racked up a few of those in your career, I'm sure, as serving now is Aya Lahara. And, chasing that one down deep in foul territory was JCVC. So a little bit of a break there for the Toppers. Let's see if they can get a point after that ball was heading out of bounds on the serve. JCVC, 3 hits, and, sometimes that happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, again, just a mishit, but that's totally understandable at this age group. It happens all the time.
JCVC, first contact, Sophia Lazik, and it's going to be a point for the Toppers, JCVC. No response.
And now we're seeing a little bit of uncertainty from JCVC here. The Toppers kind of have the ball of momentum, and they're rolling a bit here.
Yeah, after that timeout, that just flipped this game on its ear, really. You look at the score since then. 18-15 for the Toppers in this back-and-forth game. Toppers fighting for their lives here in this Div 2 13U women's final here in Regina. Set to serve for JCVC is Estella Bodie. Going through her routine. Routine's important, hey?
Routine is important. I want to make sure it's less than 8 seconds, though. That is a violation.
Ace.
Oh, man. I think that one touched the moon on its way down. I mean, it was up there high before it came down. Sometimes those just lull the team to sleep. They're like, whoa, it's in.
They had a fine beat on that one just down the road at Regina International.
Absolutely big swing there from the Toppers. Lockhart again up at the net. When she gets off the net enough, she can get on top of that ball nice and swing very hard.
Werku, first contact there. Back court, McGee. Team's rallying here. Some deep balls being pushed to the back of the court. Nice response there, as running around a little bit in their end was the Toppers. However, they get it over in 3. Lockhart sends it over the net, looking for some vacant court, but equal to the task was Guzikowski. Lockhart, Guzikowski, play catch again. Off the forearm, trying to dig that was the Toppers. No reply, and that's a big point for JCVC.
Yeah, they needed that one. Suddenly back within 2 again. They're going to get 2 balls in a row here, a serve and then a toss, so they could close the gap and even it up here if they get these next 2 points.
That would have been 20 points for the Toppers. Does something psychologically happen when the opposition hits 20?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, when you're the team that hits 20 first, you know it's a sprint now. Like, you're right there. You got to go. I talked about putting the pedal to the metal and just kind of going in. But now it's, 1-point game, and we're tied up now, JCVC. Oh. So PA is going to get a chance to get a toss, but it's important that they win this point to reestablish their momentum.
Back and forth with this one. It's as a final should be. No one really able to pull away here as that's sent over the net by the Toppers, Rune Bratton, who's going to take another swing at things here and in the net. And JCVC wins the race to 20 here.
Yeah, and
This is
they are going to get the serve. So PA, much like JCVC, now they're going to get 2 tries. They're going to get a serve, receive, and a toss coming their way the next 2 points.
Peyton Robinson. Some spin on that ball. Played by the Toppers and sent over the net in 3, but just a little bit out of bounds. Like the idea there and just missed by a hair, but you can't falter for that. That's a nice swing.
That's a great swing. I'll take that every day as a coach, right? You want to go for it.
Chasing that down is the Toppers. Sent to the back of the court. JCVC awaits. And sent to the back of the Toppers court, Lahara. And sent over the net by McGee. Let's have a rally here with the score 21-19. Push to the back of the court. Was that ball in? Yes, it was. Good heads-up play, Toppers.
And those are those deep corners I was talking about. JCVC, couple shots back to the middle of the court. There's a player deep there all the time. Those corner shots, though, it's amazing as the rally goes on. They tend to get sucked up closer and closer to the net, and they tend to be open.
Pushed over the net and then hammered over by Cadence Morin.
Yeah. And now JCVC within 3, and they're going to get 2 balls in a row here, but we're going to get a timeout first from Brad Nemish, the coach of JCVC. Good timeout call. Even though they're up, you want to kind of just, hey, collect your thoughts. What do we need to do here? Who's responsible for what area of the court? Making sure everyone knows their roles and responsibilities. And, like I said, getting a little bit maybe in the head of kind of icing the server on PA.
Well, there's that too, but, I mean, you know, you're 3 points away from a championship as well. I would imagine that, you know, it's an exciting moment, but are you trying to keep things a little level-headed for these next few points
yeah.
too?
I mean, how many times in the history of sport have people, right, celebrated too early, or they think, oh, we got it. Volleyball is the complete opposite. I mean, no lead is safe in volleyball. I mean, I've seen teams down 20 or 24-11, and they've come back and won, right? Like, I mean, there's just no rhyme or reason to it.
Well, the Toppers, they need some points here. Piper Lockhart will try and lead the way here. Sends that ball in. Played back row by Worku. And sent over the net from JCVC. Some good athleticism there by Rooney Guzikowski as she had to chase that down. Maybe close to a little bit there, but getting the benefit of the doubt. A little bit of a carry, but 23-20 now JCVC. Sent over the net. JCVC in 3. Pushed over. Lockhart is waiting for that ball. And hammered mid-court. Chasing that down for JCVC is Guzikowski. She's all over the place here. And Guzikowski manages to pay the bills by clearing the net. 24-20. And here we are at championship point in Div 2.
PA's going to get a free ball. They're going to get a chance to do something.
Pushed over the net by the Toppers. Sent right back by JCVC. In the net, unable to fish it out, and it's going to be JCVC Black under the direction of head coach Brad Nemish. The gold medal painted black, JCVC Black, as they come and have a 2-set win here against a very, very capable and you know, a plucky bunch from the PA Optimus Toppers Lockhart squad here. Certainly gave them a lot to handle here in the finals, Mark.
A very scrappy game from both teams. Great defensive plays, good service pressure. I think JCVC, the thing that separated them is a few more swings, especially in that second set. PA was definitely missing Kendall Cook in that second set for sure. I mean, she was really a force to be reckoned with in that first set when she was in the front row. But JCVC weathered that storm and came back and battled back in this second set to really take the gold medal.
Well, you know, what's great about this level as well, you know, we've talked about some of the good individual players on this team, but the fact that you have to win as a team, like you have to switch up your personnel in the second set versus the first, like that's got to feel real good and really feel like a team win as well.
Absolutely. It's a team effort from the top to the bottom, and that's what I love about this younger age group is that every single player, you know, they've put the work in because they know when it comes down to a game like this back in January, if they're not putting the work in then, they're not going to perform now, right? Yep. And so they got to put the work in all the time.
Oh, yeah, the older coaches are going to have a lot to work with in the future. Great game here between the PA Optimus Toppers Lockhart and the Saskatoon JCVC Black. Saskatoon JCVC Black is golden here in Regina.